Good morning. This is Charity. I thought I'd share a little bit of my story on how I got involved in paying closer attention to my health and how it's affected me. So, about 2 years ago, I contacted Strep, and I thought, okay, well, we'll go get a Z pack of antibiotics and I'll be over it. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. I contacted again a month later. It like cleared up some, and then it hit me again. And then after that hit, I hadn't fully recovered before I got another hit strong enough to throw me into the hospital. I had trouble breathing. My throat was extremely swollen, and antibiotics weren't working. So they were really giving me IVs, really pumping me up with things to try to keep this under control so my airway didn't close in, and then they'd have to do surgery. So during this time, it bothered me because, okay, my immune system is not acting properly and I want to know why. So I went online during this time and I asked them, put everything that you're doing with me, just put it in pill form. I want to go home. So they did that. I went home and I really began to research. During my research, I discovered something called immune probiotics. There's a couple of things I discovered. That was one. And then I discovered also that my blood type, which is very rare, it's a B negative blood type, it does not function well with chicken. And I had increased my chicken intake that year thinking it was healthy. But actually it began to really break down my immune system, and I didn't know that, but it did, and I began to have a lot of problems. So I immediately stopped eating chicken once I found that out, and I began to take immune probiotics. And there was a definite turnaround, and it didn't take long, maybe a week or so, if I remember correctly. And since then, I haven't had anything. I mean, a complete turnaround as far as my immune system is concerned, and complete turnaround when it comes to my strength. And so I was very happy to find that. But then sometime later, I still had bloating issues. I still had joint issues, things like that when that's in their late 40s. So I thought, okay, well, what can I do to help fix that? Well, my father had died of colon cancer, and I hadn't done a cleanse in a while. I used to do it quite frequently, and I just, got out of the habit. So I decided, well, let me find a really good one, and I'll do a colon cleanse. Well, I found globalhealingcenter.com. It's an all natural, which I really was thrilled about because I thought, well, that's really great. We can get something that's all natural. So I did an all natural cleanse for my colon, and it was fantastic. In that, not only did it clean me out, but I felt strengthened from it. Not enormous amount. It wasn't like something that was huge, but it did definitely make a difference as far as how I felt, in my stomach area. It wasn't that it didn't bloat anymore, and I felt cleaner. It was just much better. So I thought, okay, this is a good thing. I think I'm going to keep this in my regimen because you can use it, as a regular day-to-day maintenance. So I kept that in my cabinet. And then as time went on, I thought, okay, I'm going to build a website and to help people. And in researching things, I learned a little bit about your liver and how active it is and affecting so many other parts of the body that I had no idea. I mean, I know your liver is a filter, and it filters just about anything you put in your mouth or on your skin. I mean, it has a major job. So I kind of got on myself a little bit and see, Charity, you should have been paying closer attention to your liver. It has a huge job for your body. So I thought, okay, well, I'll do a liver cleanse. Why not? It affects your skin. It affects all this stuff that I learned. So I thought, I'm going to do it and see what happens. Well, I have to tell you, I went on globalhealingcenter.com and I got Livatrex, and I followed the instructions. And by the second day of drinking Livatrex, I told my husband, I was like, I feel fantastic. Now, I don't know if this effect is going to be on everybody else, but it affected me immensely. My energy level was higher. I mean, much higher. I felt like a spring in my step, like you do when you're in your 20s. You get that little spring because you got that extra energy and you're ready to go get them and tackle whatever it is you have to tackle for the day. And it felt like that. And I told him, I said, I don't know what this stuff is doing, but it is really good. It is really good. So I was very pleased with it and finished it, and that made a big turning point in how I felt. And I was like, I'm going to keep down this road and really start looking for stuff to help me feel like I feel now, because I don't want to lose this. So then I learned some more things and began to change my diet. In that, I learned more things about how America processes their beef, how America processes their chicken, and our fish and things like that. And it didn't make me happy. It didn't make me happy at all. So I decided to make some adjustments there. And I'm like, okay, well, I know some people go completely vegan, the completely vegetable, and that's it. My family has grown up on meats. So my husband and I agreed together that we'll find substitutes. So we have a bison farm nearby, thankfully. So it is more expensive, but I thought, well, why don't we just get enough and we'll just use it as to help with taste and to kind of take care of that meat craving that we have just from habit. I mean, it's what we have. And I'll tell you, it has worked beautifully. My kids love it. My husband loves it. He began to feel better. The things that we're taking care of, our joints no longer bother us. We have higher energy. My skin is completely cleared up. I always had little tiny things of eczema, but eczema really hit me strong when I was a little child. And I've always had little bites of it here and there, nothing major, but it would come back, and I always have to make sure I'm careful. No perfumes, no dyes, things like that. And it has completely gone, especially off my hands, off of everywhere that I remember, just having to happen to see it, because usually it doesn't bother me much anymore. Completely gone. My son's acne, almost completely gone. Major change. So it's definitely skin issues gone, joint issues gone, stamina up, energy level up, just different things like that I didn't know would happened. And it was great. It was a great feeling. Especially in the mornings. I would be so groggy in the mornings, having to pull myself out of bed, even if I got a 7-hour sleep, 8-hour sleep. I would still be pulling myself around. There's times I'd be grumpy because I wouldn't feel right. I wouldn't feel sick, but I just wouldn't feel right. I didn't know why, and gone, just completely gone. So I encourage you to look into things to help your health, because just because you get older doesn't mean you have to have these issues that come in, and people gonna just take it on as, oh, I'm getting older, I'm 50 now, I'm gonna have some aches and pains, I'm gonna have some issues. Don't accept that. You can combat things. There are things you can do to keep yourself healthy and strong into your older age. And I tell you what, if you stick with this website, I'll help you through it. And I'm going to be looking into more things to help people. And I want you to know that it's been a great journey. I feel younger than I've ever had in a long time. And I'm thankful for it. So thanks for listening, and thanks for being with us.